sold you a lie, and you paid for it with the best years of your life. For 13 years of your life, you literally could not empty your bladder without asking permission from a stranger. You sat in a chair for 6 hours. Bells told you when to move, when to eat, when to think. You raised your hand to speak. You asked permission to exist in your own body. And somehow we call this education. And the sickest part, you thank them for it. You remember being 5 years old, right? That version of you who couldn't stop moving, who asked why about everything, who turned cardboard boxes into spaceships and blankets into kingdoms, who learned to walk by falling down 1,000 times and never once thought, maybe I'm not cut out for this. You were unstoppable. Then they put you in school. And something happened. Something so gradual you never noticed it happening. Day by day, year by year. They took that wild, curious, fearless kid and turned you into something else. Something obedient. Bell rings, you move. Bell rings, you stop, raise your hand, wait for permission. Don't speak unless called upon. Don't move unless allowed. Don't question. Don't challenge. Don't think too much. Just memorize and repeat. By the time you were 12, you stopped asking why because teachers got annoyed. You stopped exploring because you had homework. You stopped creating because it wasn't on the test. You became what they needed: predictable, manageable, controlled. They called it education. But here's what it really was: domestication. Let me prove it to you. Right now, reading this, you probably feel uncomfortable without a clear schedule for your day. You panic when someone asks, "What do you want?" because you've spent your whole life being told what to want. You wait for permission before making big decisions, even though you're a grown adult and nobody's actually stopping you. That's not natural, that's programmed. You spent 16 years, maybe more, sitting in those fluorescent lit rooms, learning things you forgot the moment the test was over, memorizing facts that Google could tell you in 3 seconds, solving problems that had nothing to do with your actual life. Can you do your taxes? No. Can you negotiate a salary? Probably not. Can you handle conflict in relationships? Doubt it. Can you figure out what you actually want from life? That's the big one, isn't it? But hey, at least you can name all the presidents in order. At least you know the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. At least you spent 3 months learning about sedimentary rocks. Useful stuff. Here's what they don't tell you. None of that was an accident. None of it was incompetence. The system isn't broken. The system is working exactly as designed. In the 1800s, factory owners had a problem. They needed workers who would show up on time, follow orders without question, work in repetitive cycles, and never ask uncomfortable questions like, "Why am I doing this?" or "Who's profiting from my labor?" Free-thinking humans don't make good factory workers, so they built schools, not to unlock your potential, not to help you flourish, but to make you useful, to make you compliant, to turn that wild 5-year-old into a domesticated adult who colored inside the lines. And it worked. Look around. How many people do you know who are living someone else's dream? Who climbed the ladder only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall? Who got the degree, the job, the house, the title, and still feel empty? That emptiness isn't depression. That's not a chemical imbalance. That's your soul screaming at you. Fast forward to now. You're successful. At least that's what everyone tells you. Good job, nice apartment, you're responsible, dependable. You followed all the rules, and you're miserable. Every Monday morning feels like a life sentence. Every meeting could have been an email. Every performance review measuring your worth like your livestock at an auction. You've got vacation days you're afraid to use because what if they realize they don't need you? You've got dreams you're afraid to chase because what if you fail? What if people judge you? What if you disappoint someone? So you stay, you smile, you pretend, you perform. You've become an actor in your own life, playing a role you never auditioned for. Here's what nobody talks about. That straight-A student who became a lawyer? She cries in bathroom stalls during lunch breaks. That kid who was valedictorian and went to medical school? He fantasizes about walking out mid-surgery and never coming back. That person who did everything right, who made their parents proud, who climbed every ladder they were supposed to climb. They're dying inside. And the worst part? They blame themselves. They think something's wrong with them. They think they're ungrateful, weak, broken. But you're not broken. You're just finally waking up to the cage. Let me show you how deep this goes. You think you chose your career? Really? Or did you choose from a list of acceptable options? Doctor, lawyer, engineer, teacher. Respectable jobs, safe jobs. Jobs your parents could brag about at dinner parties. Did you choose your life partner? Or did you choose someone who checked the boxes? Stable, ambitious, from a good family. Someone who made sense on paper even if they never made your soul sing. Did you choose where you live? Or did you move where the job was, where the money was, where you were supposed to be at this stage of life? You think you're free because nobody's holding a gun to your head, but invisible chains are still chains. The system doesn't need guards anymore. It doesn't need walls. It just needs you to guard yourself, to wall yourself in, to limit yourself before anyone else has to. That voice in your head that says, be realistic, that's not wisdom, that's programming. That fear that stops you from changing, that's not caution, that's conditioning. That need to justify every dream, to make every passion make sense, that's the system working exactly as designed. They don't need to control you from the outside anymore. You control yourself. You're the prison and the prisoner, the cage and the bird. And you do it so well they gave you a promotion for it. But something's shifting, isn't it? Maybe it was that panic attack last Tuesday. Maybe it was the moment you realized you can't remember the last time you felt truly excited about anything. Maybe it was when you looked at your kids and realized you're teaching them the same lies that destroyed you. There's a crack forming in the facade, in the story you tell yourself, in the life you built on someone else's blueprint. And through that crack, something dangerous is emerging. Truth. The truth that you're not living, you're performing. The truth that success without fulfillment is just expensive emptiness. The truth that you've spent decades becoming someone you don't even like. And here's the truth they really don't want you to know. Every single successful person you admire who seems genuinely alive, genuinely happy, genuinely free, they broke the rules. They disappointed people. They chose themselves over expectations. They unlearned everything school taught them. The ones who changed the world. Dropouts and rebels. The ones who created empires. People who ignored the safe path. The ones who actually made a difference. They stopped asking permission. Not because they were special, but because they remembered what you're starting to remember right now. That the system was never designed for your happiness. It was designed for your compliance. And compliance is just another word for slow death. You're at a crossroads right now, whether you know it or not. One path leads back to the comfort of the familiar, back to the cage that pays well, back to the life that looks good in photos but feels hollow in your chest. The other path, it's terrifying. It's uncertain. It requires you to question everything, to disappoint people, to risk looking foolish. But it's yours. For the first time in your life, it could actually be yours. Not your parents' dream, not society's script, not what school programmed you to want. Yours. That feeling in your stomach right now, that mixture of fear and excitement, that's not anxiety. That's your caged self rattling the bars. That's your wild 5-year-old remembering what freedom tastes like. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Here's what changes everything. You're not starting from zero. You're starting from buried. Everything you need is already inside you. It always has been. School didn't erase it. They just convinced you it wasn't there. That wild curiosity, still there. That fearless creativity, still there. That ability to learn by doing, by failing, by getting back up, still there. You learn to walk by falling down hundreds of times. Nobody taught you, nobody gave you a curriculum, nobody graded your performance. You just did it because something inside you knew you were meant to move. That version of you never left. It just went quiet. And right now, it's waking up. The path forward isn't about adding more. It's about subtracting. It's not about becoming someone new. It's about unbecoming everything you're not. Start here. Sit in silence. No phone, no music, no podcast. Just you and the terrifying emptiness of an unscheduled moment. Your body will panic. Your mind will scramble. That panic isn't boredom. That's withdrawal from a lifetime of external control. Breathe through it. On the other side is you. Next, question every should in your life. Write them down, every single one. I should be grateful. I should work hard. I should follow the plan. Then ask, who benefits from me believing this? The answer will set you free. Then, practice dangerous honesty. What do you actually want when nobody's watching? Not what sounds impressive, not what makes sense. What makes you feel alive? That thing you're afraid to admit, that's your compass home. Notice something? These 3 steps spell out a pattern. Silence, questions, truth. That's not random. That's the exact reverse of what school taught you. Noise, answers, performance. You're not learning a new way, you're remembering the original way. When you finally come home to yourself, everything shifts. Work transforms from prison to expression. You stop dragging yourself to a job and start bringing yourself to purpose. Money follows passion because passion creates value that no resume can measure. Relationships become real. You stop performing for love and start attracting it. The wrong people fall away, the right ones find you. And you're okay with both because you're finally okay with you. Fear becomes fuel. That feeling before doing something real, that's not a warning, that's your soul pointing toward growth. The things that scare you are roadmaps to who you're meant to become. You sleep deeper, breathe easier, laugh louder, trust yourself. Not because life gets easier, but because you're finally living your life instead of their script. You know what the most dangerous person in the world is? Not the one with power or wealth or weapons. It's the one who remembers who they are and refuses to forget again. You become a walking example of what's possible, living proof that the cage door was never locked, the teacher you needed when you were lost, the parent your inner child deserved, the leader your community didn't know it was waiting for. In a world of people playing roles, authenticity becomes revolution. They spent decades making you small, scared, controllable. They bet everything on you staying asleep, but you're awake now. And once you taste real freedom, not the freedom to buy things, but the freedom to be yourself without apology, you'll never go back to slavery, even slavery with a salary. That 5-year-old who walked into school, the one they tried to break, that kid just came back, older, wiser, unbreakable. Welcome home.